As I walked through the quiet streets of our sleepy suburban town, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. It was St. Patrick's Day, and while the rest of the world was busy celebrating with parades and green beer, our town seemed eerily deserted. The usual decorations and lively atmosphere were nowhere to be seen. I made my way to the local pub, hoping to find some answers. The streets were unusually dark, with only a few flickering streetlights to guide my way. As I approached the pub, I noticed that the windows were boarded up, and the once vibrant green shamrocks were now faded and covered in cobwebs. A shiver ran down my spine as I pushed open the creaky door and stepped inside. The smell of stale beer and rotting wood hit me, making me gag. The pub was in complete disarray, with overturned tables and broken glasses scattered across the floor. But what caught my attention the most was the large painting of an eerie-looking saint hanging on the wall. Feeling a sense of unease, I turned to leave, but the door wouldn't budge. I tried to push harder, but it was as if someone or something was holding it shut. Panic began to set in as I frantically searched for another exit, but to my horror, all the doors and windows were sealed shut. Suddenly, I heard a low chanting coming from the back room. I cautiously made my way towards the source of the sound, my heart pounding in my chest. The chanting grew louder, and I could make out words in a language I couldn't understand. As I pushed open the door to the back room, I was met with a sight that made my blood run cold. The walls were adorned with strange symbols, and a group of cloaked figures stood in a circle around a cauldron. In the center of the room stood a man, his face painted with grotesque markings, holding a pint of green liquid. My mind raced as I tried to make sense of what was happening. Was this some kind of cult? And why was it happening on St. Patrick's Day? Before I could make a move, the chanting stopped, and all eyes turned to me. The man with the painted face spoke in a deep, otherworldly voice. "Welcome, my child. You have arrived just in time for the celebration." I was frozen in fear as the man approached me, offering me the pint of green liquid. Without thinking, I took a sip and immediately felt a surge of power and energy coursing through my body. But just as quickly as it came, the feeling faded, and I realized what I had just consumed. It was a pint of no return, a concoction made from the souls of unsuspecting victims. I had become a part of their twisted ritual. As the group surrounded me, their cloaks falling to reveal their true forms, hideous creatures with tentacles and claws, I knew I was doomed. I had stumbled upon an Eldritch cult, and there was no escape. Now, as I write this, I am trapped in this town forever, my fate sealed by a pint of green liquid on St. Patrick's Day. So if you ever find yourself in this suburban town on this cursed holiday, remember my warning. Beware of the Eldritch Saint and his pint of no return.